just so you guys know, a lot of people think, well, 2,632 consecutive games. I want you guys to realize something. Major League Baseball has 162 games a season. That means in order for a person to break that record, he would have to play 16 years in 44 games consecutively to tie Cal Ripken Jr.'s record. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Sports Lounge. Here we are going to be presenting to you the Grand Slam Lounge. So that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Sports Lounge Media presents you Grand Slam Lounge. Of course, that is our MLB station that we have now come up. Don't worry, we're going to have all of our logo and everything going out there here shortly. But of course, what are we talking about? That, of course, is Major League Baseball. Where we are going to be bringing you all the big stories and the big highlights. And of course, one of the big stories that we're going to be talking about actually is the major league records that are unbreakable, that we think that are unbreakable. So with that being said, of course, we want to thank each one of our sponsors. Sports Lounge Media we have Number One Sports Fan, we have Cali Built Graphics, we have Brian Martino Construction, and of course, we are powered by the Mogul Brand and Diamond Collection, where you can get all of your healthy waters. So just let them know the Sports Lounge Media sent you, and they will take care of you. So welcome, everybody. And Harrison, welcome, brother. Appreciate you being here again.
Appreciate you, man. Can't wait to get this thing rolling.
All right. So of course, here we got today, like I said, we are talking about unbreakable records because there is a record that has, it's an anniversary of a record that has happened recently. But before we get started, the one thing I want to say is today, baseball lost one of a managerial great and also a four-time Gold Glove winner in Davy Johnson. Davy Johnson was a two-time World Series winner with the Baltimore Orioles. He also was a four-time Manager of the Year, including his time at the Mets. Plus, he is the only team to ever take four different Major League teams to the postseason, which is a pretty phenomenal feat. But unfortunately, he passed away this morning at the age of 82. So our hearts and prayers, go out with the family in this time. That is a difficult time, but his memory will live on forever, especially managing that 1986 New York Mets team that defeated Harrison's Boston Red Sox and the Bill Buckner incident. So going into that, of course, we have unbreakable records of what we feel. And one of the records that I kind of feel is unbreakable. Of course, everyone knows I'm a big Nolan Ryan fan. That's the strikeouts, but that's not going to be the one that we're going to be spending time about. Harrison, you and I talked before the show, before we came on air. Today is the 30-year anniversary of Cal Ripken Jr.'s 2,632 consecutive games. So he broke the Lou Gehrig's record. Your arch nemesis, the New York Yankees, Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig had 2,130 consecutive games played, and it was 30 years ago today that Ripken hit the 2131 mark, and later on obviously added 500 more games, which is pretty phenomenal in my personal opinion. And we're going to get into this, but just so you guys know, a lot of people think, well, 2,632 consecutive games. I want you guys to realize something. Major League Baseball has 162 games a season. That means in order for a person to break that record, he would have to play 16 years in 44 games consecutively to tie Cal Ripken Jr.'s record. The closest that we've seen as of recently was 2007 Miguel Tejada with 1,152 or something like that. It was over 1,100 games. The current streak right now is actually Matt Olson at he's close to 800 for the Atlanta Braves. So you got a guy, Matt Olson, I want to say is 29, 30 years old. He's at 800. That means he has 1,600. He still has 10 years to go. Playing every day. Now, there is an advantage. Ripken did had a couple games where he did play DH, but he was actually out in the field majority of the time. And just so everyone knows, that does not mean he played all 9 innings. In Major League Baseball, all that you have to do is have recorded 5 innings total to get credit for the full game. So with that being said, though, he still managed to rack up the innings and everything. And for me, one of the greatest things was, what he did. And I'm going to get into that here in a moment. But Harrison, having a streak like that, consecutive games, do you think that we can see anybody ever even coming close? I mean, especially because we have the designated hitter that's used a lot. And I mean, to me, I don't think DH should get credit, in my personal opinion, because they're only hitting. It's not like they're playing the game. Right. Do you think a DH should be allowed to have credit for a game played if they only go up 3 or 4 times a game?
Good question. I don't know. The first one is, like, do you think no one's going to break the record? Probably not.
Do you think anyone can come close?
No, I don't think so. I think there's no one does it better than Cal Ripken Jr. So I just don't think so, man.
Yeah, no, there's quite a few. But do you think, okay, now again, let's go into the DH thing. Do you think a designated hitter should get credit for games played when all they're doing is hitting? When it comes to, or do you think they should have to have so many plate appearances?
Yes. I mean, because your goal, we've seen a lot of players, for an example. I'm going to name one you top of my head. JD Martinez. I mean, dude was a massive hitter. And that was his go-to role is hit. Look at Justin Turner, for an example. He can also hit.
Mm-hmm. But Turner can play out in the field. JD Martinez struggled out in the field. I'll give you a good one for you, being a Red Sox fan. David Ortiz.
That is correct.
That dude couldn't do nothing out in the field. He was absolutely abysmal at first base.
Correct. He tried the infield.
Yeah, I'm just like, dude.
He tried first base. He said, "No, thank you."
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know. I mean, so again, do you think a designated hitter should get credit? Or should they have to have certain criteria?
I mean, yeah, it's like it's a bunch of mixed feelings,
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of like yes and no.
Right.
But like it depends. It really depends on the player. Personally, it really depends. So, yeah.
So depending on the player, I mean, to me, it's like if you have a guy like David Ortiz who manages to hit every game and stuff like that, but never plays the field, me personally, I don't think they should get, they shouldn't have the opportunity for that record. Not saying they don't get credit for the games played, but to me, it's like you're a hitter. That's it. You're going up every 3 innings, usually on average. Now, if you have a guy that we'll use Ripken as an example. You got a guy who plays out in the field majority of the time, 99% of the time he's out in the field. And if he's like, hey, we're going to hit, I mean, should that break a streak? In my personal opinion, I would say no, because he spent majority of the time out in the field. But again, I can see where it could break a streak because it's not I don't know. Again, it's hard. Are they going to give people credit? I mean, I can take it back to no one thought anybody was ever going to make 61 home runs. And then the big controversy was, well, Roger Maris did it in 1961, but he had 8 more games than Babe Ruth. They need to put an asterisk on it. It's like, no, I mean, it's still a phenomenal feat. But now look, we've saw 61. Sammy Sosa is the only guy in Major League history to ever have over 60 in 3 consecutive seasons. But McGwire was the one that broke it first. And then after that, because he went up to 70, Sosa finished at 66, but then, of course, later on it was broken by Barry Bonds with 73. Do I think that record can get broken? I do. I don't think that's an unbreakable record, not in today's time. The strikeouts record with Ryan, absolutely not. Another record that is 5,714 career strikeouts. You have to average 200 strikeouts a season for 29, actually it's 28 and a half seasons. So, well, no, you realize you'd have to play 29 seasons. The longest career in Major League Baseball was 27 years with Nolan Ryan. So that, another record, won't get broken. I mean, there are quite a few to name, that I think of. I mean, some people talk about, consecutive, before the air, we talked about consecutive home runs on opening day. I mean, the record is 8, and that's Adam Dunn, Ken Griffey Jr., Frank Robinson. There's been 15 players that have hit, home runs on consecutive opening days that have more than 3 consecutive openers. But to have 8 is a whole different story. But with that being said, I mean, strikeouts in a career hits, Pete Rose just passed away this year, 4,256 career hits. But in 2004, Ichiro had 262. I mean, that's where I have a fine line. This is going to be a good question, actually. Here, let me, as I'm thinking about this. Ichiro Suzuki did not come to baseball until he was 29 years old when he became Major League Baseball. Before that, he started at 20 in the Japanese league. Should Ichiro get credit for playing in the Japan league? And with that being said, if that's the case, does that mean that now at this point, do we give Josh Gibson the credit for when he played during when they had the African American League, the Negro League, for the home runs? Because if you actually take both of those into consideration, that means Josh Gibson is the home run leader because he has over 800 home runs. Because it was transitioned, the Negro League was transitioned into Major League Baseball. So to me, I'm going to say I would consider his record as one. But the Ichiro one, I personally think not, because Japanese League has their own. That's a complete separate league. It wasn't like, oh, we're going to bring it in, where we're adopting it. They didn't adopt it. They've kept their own. So, I don't know. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, you nail on the hammer. I mean, so you said about Ichiro Suzuki. I mean, you said he went to the majors at 29 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And who was the other person you talked about?
Josh Gibson.
Josh Gibson.
Josh Gibson was the big catcher that was in the Negro Leagues in the 1930s and 40s. He actually has over I want to say it was 814 home runs.
Right.
Before, combined between the both. Ichiro actually is like at 4,400 hits or something like that, between them both. I mean, so he's got some pretty phenomenal numbers. I mean, it's pretty exceptional to have that many hits.
Right.
Not trying to say it doesn't deserve credit, but that's why Ichiro was also, there's only one guy. And it was funny. We, here at Sports Lounge, we had a conversation about the Hall of Fame because Ichiro was inducted this year. And Ichiro said, he goes, to all the writers that voted me, and I appreciate you and I thank you. To the one that voted, You're no longer invited to my house, as a joke. He wasn't serious about it. But it's like, how can you not say Ichiro was not a unanimous decision? Mariano Rivera is currently the only Major League Hall of Famer to ever be unanimously voted into the Hall of Fame. 100%. Ichiro missed it by 1. Nolan Ryan missed it by 3. Tom Seaver missed it by 2. I'm like, dude, like, what criteria are you guys looking at? I mean, you got some great names there, but when it comes to the records, again, Cal Ripken Jr. wasn't even a unanimous vote. I'm like, dude, you just played 2,632 consecutive games. And by the way, hey, you're not going to be a unanimous vote. It's like, no. That's one for the ages. So what do you think, man? With the Ichiro and Josh Gibson, what's your personal opinion on that?
I mean, I agree. I mean, I feel like anything is not unanimous, even though something should be unanimous. Suzuki should be a unanimous decision,
Mm-hmm.
but unfortunately, at the end of the day, a lot of people had different opinions.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, there's no coulda, shoulda, wouldas.
Right.
But before in the off season, where people were shocked about Suzuki, Ichiro Suzuki should be a unanimous Hall of Famer, and they said, and all-time MLB players said no, because unfortunately there were a lot of people who are better than him.
I don't know many people that were better than Ichiro when it comes to hitting.
But right now, he should be a unanimous decision, and he should be in the Hall. Even though he's making the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he made the Hall of Fame.
He made the Hall of Fame, but it should have been a unanimous.
It should have been unanimous.
It should have been unanimous.
Ripken, he was actually at 98.8%. So he'd miss it. And a lot of people don't realize that 1.2%, I want to say, is close to like 10 to 12 voters, if I remember correct. So, again, I mean, I want to know what these people are looking at when it comes to certain things. But as for records, it was a great day. I was 15 years. How old was I? I was 15 years old. The day Ripken, and I remember sitting there.
I was not even born.
Yeah, I remember actually sitting there. Got home
womb, man.
You weren't even in the womb, bro.
Maybe, I don't know.
1995. You were born in what?
03.
Yeah, you weren't even in the womb. You weren't even thought of. That was 8 years before you even thought of. No, I was actually. I remember I was sitting at home watching the All-Star game, watching the game on ESPN. I saw the All-Star game. It was Ripken's final All-Star game later on, after he retired, or when he got ready to retire, was when Alex Rodriguez told him no, switch over to shortstop because he had made the All-Star game as a third baseman. But to me, the great thing when he broke the record was the 2 days before. So at 21:29 and 21:30, he hit home runs in back-to-back games. He comes up in the fourth inning of this game. It's not official because they did not make it to the fifth inning just yet. He hit a 1-2 pitch into the left field bleachers to homer in 3 consecutive games, finishes it, and then all of a sudden they finish that. They get into the bottom of the fifth, and it was officially announced that was where they dropped the banner at 21:31. And seeing Cal Ripken go out for a standing O, it was actually Bobby Bonilla who pushed him back out onto the field, who the Mets are still paying to this day. They've only got, I don't even know how many years, too many years, but they're still paying him. But he actually pushed Cal Ripken Jr. back out onto the field, and to see Ripken run around Camden Yards in the middle of the game, everybody that was along the fence line, guys out in the field shaking their hands, so that was a pretty phenomenal feat to see. But again, even after that, he still managed to go another 501 consecutive more games, which is, again, that's 3 seasons. I mean, people need to understand longevity is something that they don't have rest days, and it's because the mental toll that it takes. So I think you and I are in agreement that is, the consecutive game streak, that is a record that is not going to ever be touched. So that's my whole thing with that. And we will say that, from here at Sports Lounge, congratulations again on the anniversary of being 30 years. I will say this from myself because Harrison wasn't thought of. We appreciate what Cal Ripken did for baseball. But with that being said, now we're going to get into the power rankings real quick. Just a quick snippet, because obviously, as you all know, we are at September 6th, which means we have exactly 3 weeks from tomorrow that the final baseball games are done for regular season is finished. So we only have 3 weeks left.
In 3 weeks, could be huge for every, besides the White Sox. Well, besides the Rockies at the moment.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. So when it comes to real quick, I'm gonna do a quick recap of division leaders as of right now between first and second. And I'll start in the National League. Dodgers are leading the Padres by 2 games. Brewers are up by 6 games, which the Brewers have the best record in baseball on the Cubs. You got the Phillies with a 6-game lead over the Mets. You've got Houston, who has a 3.5-game lead over the Mariners. The Tigers, who have an 8.5-game lead over the Kansas City Royals. And then you've got the Toronto Blue Jays with a 4-game lead over the New York Yankees. So that means as of right now, when it comes to the wild card spots, the leaders in the American League, you got Yankees at the top spot, Red Sox at the second spot, and the Mariners are right there. And then the Texas Rangers are, you realistically, when you're looking at this, you've got the Rangers, the Royals, the Rays, and the Guardians all within 2.5 games of that final wild card spot in the American League. And
yeah,
that can happen. That can change quick because
it could change.
Yeah,
you don't know.
The Mariners have dropped 4 games in a row. Yeah,
you just don't know what's going to happen in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, so Mariners can get knocked out.
And I'm scared.
I would be too. It's going to be interesting. As for the National League, of course, like I said, you got Brewers, Phillies, Dodgers. Brewers do hold best record in baseball. Wild card spots, you got the Cubs have a 4.5-game lead over the Mets and the Padres because they are tied for the second and the third spot, with the Giants being 4 games. Now, going real quick, Padres have lost 5 in a row. They're 2-8 in the last 10. The Giants have won 5 in a row, and they're 9-1 in the last 10. So we saw the Giants make a rapid increase.
And also, Mark, by the way, who has just been on the two? I'm gonna name you. Go with 2 players. Who are the 2 players that just been on the tear as of late?
One of them actually is. I will say this has been Rafael Devers.
That is correct.
Devers has had one of the more respectable turnarounds. He struggled drastically going into San Francisco, but he has improved drastically here as of late. Who do you got? Who's your second one?
You want to take a guess?
Give me a team.
The Giants. Well, they say 2 Giants players. I'm talking about two
Giants players. Willie Adames.
That is correct. Good. There you go. Gold star in the fridge, because Willie Adames has been on the tear as of late. Same thing with Rafi too. Also shout out to Dom Smith, man. He's been doing pretty solid as of late. So I love Dom. Former Sock. He was a good utility guy, so you can't complain about it. But the Giants could be scary. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you, dude. The Giants could be a really scary team in the future. Oh, not in the future, but if they play like that.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna real quick. I'm actually gonna toss a third person out there from the Giants that have been on a tear as of recently.
You want me to guess?
Take a guess.
Okay. Is in the outfield.
I'll give you this clue. Let me give you this. He has not been with the Giants the entire season. I'll tell you that.
Is he a prospect?
He would be considered a prospect. Still.
Was he in the outfield?
Yes.
I forgot his name, but I know who you're talking about. I just
Drew
forgot
Gilbert.
the name.
Drew Gilbert.
Wasn't that the dude who was just screaming in the clubhouse? There you go. I knew that was his name. I knew it.
Yep.
I knew that.
Drew
I
Gilbert,
just
the
forgot the name.
outfielder from the Tennessee Volunteers. He was actually a part of the trade from the Astros to the Giants. He was one of the big pieces in the Tyler Rogers deal where a lot of people question, like, man, what were the Giants thinking? Are they selling out? Well, yeah, no, they needed a little help in the outfield. He actually just, he's managed to, he went, let's see, August 31st, he actually was 3 for 5, had 3 RBIs. September 1st, he was 4 for 4. He's doing his thing.
The trios has just been stepping up to the plate as of late. I mean, you got to give them the credit, but like seeing the Padres is going on a spot just in this slump, and the Padres, not the Padres, the Dodgers are just not in a slump, but it's just like
they're struggling. They just
struggling.
The Dodgers just got swept by the Pirates.
Yeah, and the Pirates have just been hot as of late. It's okay. And the Sox lost to the Pirates, which made me a little bit sad emoji. But
you're like, it makes you sad, but you're like, okay, you beat them also.
But yeah, I like to see. I mean, it's always fun to see Paul Skeens, but at the same time, I don't like playing against him. So, like, if you're talking about MLB The Show, different story.
Right, exactly.
But seeing the Giants, how much I just despise what Rafi did with us. I'm just happy that he's turning it around. I love and hate him at the same time. I mean, he's the reason why we won a World Series. And he was like the last player gone. So, like, I mean, and also Willie Adames, too. I mean, think about the Brewers fans. It's just like, just sad that he's gone, too. And also, he signed like a big contract. I mean, Buster Posey. I think that's his name, Buster Posey for the Giants, correct?
Yep, Buster Posey.
I mean, he's been inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? But, like, he's just, I mean, he signed good players. But it's just, unfortunately, it just doesn't pan out. Just look at Justin Verlander. I mean, look. He's
3-10.
3-10. What are the odds?
He's just when you get it's the same thing. Paul Skeens.
This is
for the Pirates. I mean, you don't get run support, you're not going to get wins.
That's true.
That's a problem. And when you look at the Giants hitting, I mean, their home run leader is Willie Adames at 27 home runs. He's hitting 230 on the season. He was an all-star hitting over 300.
What is he doing for the past 30 games, Mark?
Past 30 games, he's actually, he's been decent, but it hasn't been like record-breaking type
250
style of play. Yeah, he's been right about 260, 250, 260.
Yeah, that's fine. You know what? That's okay. Here's the thing. I'd rather a player be mid than be absolutely garbage.
To me, my
I know mid is not good, but
my personal opinion when it comes to mid is like 290, but I have high standards for certain things.
High
but
standards,
no,
crazy.
his actual last 15 games, he's hitting 302. Last 7 games, so the last week he's hitting 346, and that's with 3 home runs, 9 RBIs. On the last 2 weeks, he's got 8 home runs.
One of those things that just like you.
Things are starting to trigger now. With that being said, though, he's also been playing at Colorado and at St. Louis, both home run ballparks.
Right.
So
let's just hope that when they go back to San Francisco.
That's going to be the key because San Francisco's a hitter's park.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see what they can do. I mean, I think they might barely squeak in to playoffs, but real quick, I'm going to switch the subject. So one of the things that a lot of people also been talking about, and I'm going to just ask your opinion because you're an American League guy.
Correct.
MVP, Cal Raleigh, Aaron Judge. Who do you take?
You're killing me. You're killing me.
I'm putting you on the spot right here. Cal Raleigh,
You're putting
Aaron
me on the
Judge.
spot. All right. I want to say Cal Raleigh.
Why?
When was the last time we seen a catcher playing like that? Had 50 home runs. It's been a while, right? I don't want to say wow,
So
wow.
as for a catcher,
As a
I
catcher,
don't recall a catcher ever hitting 50 home runs in a season.
and here's the thing.
He is a switch
I
hitting
would
catcher. But now,
love.
real quick though,
Go
I'm
ahead.
going to rebuttal real quick on this. He has not spent all the time catching. He's had 14 games where actually 11 of those home runs came as a designated hitter. Again, this is just what we were talking about earlier.
That's
Do
the
you
same thing
get
with
credit?
Judge, though.
And exactly, Judge for the last couple of weeks. But his has been because of injury. Cal Raleigh also just to give him a little break from behind the plate. Now, why do you say Cal Raleigh? Just because of the home runs?
It's the home. Here's the thing. We could talk about the batting average. Yeah, he's batting 250 or 249. I don't know.
242. Aaron Judge is hitting 322.
How many? Okay, we could check the stats all we want. How many RBIs does he have right now?
109 to 97. So Cal's got 109, Judge's got 97.
I mean, you could talk. Okay, we could talk about Judge's batting average. I mean, the dude's what, a 330 or something like that.
322.
322. I was close. But
he's only, just so you guys know, he's only played in 6 games less than Cal Raleigh on the season. He's played in 132 to 138. So you're talking about
but here's the thing,
you got an 80-point swing. I'm still going to say this. I still think it's Aaron Judge.
And here's the thing. In my head, I'm saying Aaron Judge, but in my heart, Cal Raleigh. I want to go for my heart, man.
Yeah, I mean, I want to do a lot of things, but I mean, I'm going to look at,
But at the same time, but I was about to finish before you said something, but like.
My apologies.
No, you're good. But like, it's going to be Aaron Judge, man. He's the second best, man.
I mean, to me, I don't even think, I think he's the best in the American League.
I mean, the best American. I'll talk about baseball on all baseball, but like in the American League, yes, 100%.
I think Aaron Judge is probably the best in baseball. Period.
Disagree.
He's better than Shohei.
Absolutely
I don't think Shohei is that good. I don't. A lot of people think I feel like, oh, well, look at what Shohei does. He pitches and he hits. He spends more time hitting this year than he does pitching.
But yeah, but he's recovering from Tommy John surgery.
He's been back from Tommy John surgery for the entire season. He's had a year and a half.
Yeah, he's not been pitching well, but
most guys, most guys come back, 10 months. This guy's had a year and a half to heal. He's barely coming back to pitch. Is he a decent pitcher? Yes. But when you look at Shohei, I mean, yeah, he's hitting 277, 46 home runs. I mean, phenomenal. But again, it's a David Ortiz effect. He spends majority of the time as a DH. Aaron Judge, at least he's playing in the outfield. I'm always going to put, I will always put a player that plays out in the field over a designated hitter anytime. I'm not saying that you don't give consideration, but Judge, as a designated hitter.
And Judge been doing that ever since he got hurt. And then he went on the 10-day IL because he had to deal with Tommy John surgery. But now
here's the catch. He's only had 18 games as the designated hitter out of the 132. Okay. Shohei has spent, he's only pitching every 5 days. But that again, everyone will tell you, oh, well, you just don't like him because it's Shohei. I'm like, no. I look at this thing realistically. Shohei is a decent hitter. Okay, he has power. He's a 260 career average hitter. He's an average hitter at best. He's a power hitter. I've said the same thing about Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper's won MVP twice. Both times he was hitting over 300. It was the same thing as the Giants back in 2010, 2012,
Dude,
2014. World Series, third place. World Series, fourth place. World Series, fourth place. How is it all of a sudden you're doing phenomenal? You're hitting 300 plus to I'm shooting 240, 250. Now, Shohei has improved this year, but I personally, my opinion, I still say Aaron Judge is probably the best in baseball right now across the board.
when was the last time we saw a pitcher who also can hit at the same time? It's been a while.
Well, yeah, Babe Ruth.
Exactly. He's the best player. Ohtani's the best player in our generation. I'll give it to Judge. He's a great player. Hate him. Great player. Hate him. It's like the same thing with Derek Jeter. I respect him. Great player. Hate him.
But now here's my question. Now, to pitch every 5 days compared to a guy who's playing out in the field every game, how can you not give that credit? I mean, you're watching the wear and tear. Shohei goes out there, pitches, done. You know, like I said, 277 hitter, 46 home runs, 87 RBIs. He's got 17 stolen bases. Aaron Judge, 322 hitter, 43 home runs. He's got 10 stolen bases.
And guess what? And I'm not trying to talk about rings. And, well, we're not going to talk about rings. But, like, I am probably going to talk about rings. But, like, it's crazy. But we're not going to debate about this. But, like, it's crazy that he had a ring over Aaron Judge. He got a ring over Judge.
That's a team sport.
I know it's a team sport, and I agree.
I never.
I'm just thinking that's funny because how much? It's been 16 years since it's been 16 years, and Judge is only 33, 34 years old.
33.
I was close. Yeah, 33, 34. I was close. But, yeah. But like at the same time, if Judge would have win a ring over above Shohei Ohtani, I would say a different story. But right now, Shohei Ohtani has been by far, he's the best player in our generation. Look at your smirking right now. You're like, we could do this all day.
Oh, I can do it. Trust me. I've had these same conversations when it comes to basketball. To me, I don't care. You know,
I'm still taking Ohtani over Judge any day. Here's the thing. Look at his play. Even though Ohtani has a small size,
if I have to choose between game on the line, Ohtani and Judge, I'm taking Judge every day.
Will you take him in the playoffs? Yes or no?
I'm taking Judge.
Absolutely not.
I'm taking
Ohtani any day.
Over 275 hitter.
He hits a $120 something in the playoffs.
Because you got guys, you have wear and tear on the body. You know, everyone knows as the season goes on, and it goes across the board, you know, in all sports, when you have guys that are playing a lot, you know, Aaron Judge plays 100% all out. Ohtani pitches every 5 games. The rest of the time, he's a designated hitter. He goes up, he hits like I said, on average, about every 3 innings.
If you're talking about who do you rather take, Stanton or Judge, I'm taking Stanton 100%.
No. Oh, I'm taking
Stanton over Judge. I'm taking Stanton over Judge.
When you look at overall statistics, when you look at overall, like, I need something that can do everything that needs to be done. Again, I'm taking Judge.
I'm taking Ohtani.
We
can do this all day, man. Let's go.
But it's the same thing again. The Jordan and LeBron, who, you know, it's like, and everyone wants to bring up rings. I never bring up rings when it comes to. I don't care that Jordan's 6-0.
And listen, I know I bring up rings, but I was not talking like, you know what I'm saying. But like,
I don't care about, you know, I don't care about World Series. I mean, we all care about World Series because that's what the ultimate goal is. But my biggest thing is I look at overall. You know, you've got. Let's look at.
How about this?
Let's look at it real quick.
Go ahead.
We're going to go to 2017, which is actually Judge's realistically his first full year. Okay, because 2016 he only played 27 games. Rookie season, 155 games played, 52 home runs, 114 RBIs, 284 hitter. The next year, he missed part of time because of injuries. He had 112 games played, 27 bombs. He still hit 278. The next year again, because it was at the end of the year, if you remember,
Right.
of 18 going into 19. So he only played 102 games in 19. He still had 27 home runs, 272 average. 2020, that was COVID year. I don't even count that. 21, 148 games played, 39 bombs, 287. 22, 157, 62, 311. 23, 106 because barring injury, 37, 267. 2024, 158, 58 home runs, 322. 2025, 132 games as of today, 132, 43 home runs, 322 average.
Playoffs? Let's look at the batting average of the playoffs every single year when you make the playoffs.
Again, playoffs is different. That's team sport.
But what is his batting average in the playoffs? What is his batting average in the playoffs?
Let's take a look. So in the wild card round, he has an average, because they've only played the playoffs. So 4 wild card rounds, he has a 300 average with 3 home runs. And that is in that's in 5 games.
What about what?
Okay, division series. When it came to division series, he has 26 games. Okay, this is division series. He has 26 total games in the career. He has 6 home runs, and he has struggled drastically the last 3 years, 3 times that they made the playoffs. Okay, league championship series. He actually has 22 total games, and he was abysmal. Okay, now when you look at Ohtani, give me a second.
It's a small sample size because he's finally made the playoffs.
And to me, I'm not trying to say Ohtani's not a good player.
Yeah.
But if I'm taking a player, I'm starting a team. I'm starting a team after Aaron Judge, not after Ohtani. But as for the AL MVP, you still think Cal Raleigh because of the home runs?
Say that again.
So as for the AL MVP for this year, you still have Cal Raleigh over
I'm taking
Aaron
Judge, but I really want Cal Raleigh to win.
See that? Okay, I can agree with that. I would like to see Raleigh win it, but I don't think he deserves it.
It's boring seeing the same player again, but at the same time, Aaron Judge
when
is
he's
by
the
far
best,
the best.
I mean, you can't do nothing about it.
Exactly.
Again.
But Cal Raleigh's just making history right now. I know Judge is already making history, but Cal Raleigh's making history as of right now, as a catcher, playing the toughest position in baseball.
Yeah, but
but at the same time, it's going to be Judge.
So it deserves to be Judge. Now, on the other side of the ball, now let's talk about NL MVP real quick. Kyle Schwarber, Shohei Ohtani.
I love Schwarbs. It's the same thing.
Here's my answer to that. That's where I'm going to take into consideration, if you take Schwarber off the Phillies, are the Phillies still a playoff team? The same concept. Cal Raleigh is on the Mariners, and right now they're not making the playoffs. So does that make him the most valuable player? If you take Aaron Judge off that New York Yankees,
the Yankees are not a playoff team without Judge.
Exactly. So that's what I look at. Now, as for the Dodgers, if you take Ohtani off the Dodgers, does that make them a playoff team?
Yes.
They're still a playoff team. If you take Schwarber off the Phillies, does that make them a playoff team?
Yes.
I think they're both playoff teams. So that's where it's tough. Home run race, Schwarber has 3 more home runs. He does have 32 more RBIs, but he is hitting 35 points less. he also has, substantially less runs scored and less hits. I would say
Correct.
this. I think you're going to see a repeat both in American and National League. You're going to see Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani
And I
winning
agree.
MVPs.
At the same time, I want to see Schwartz win it and Cal Raleigh. But it's not going to happen, man.
No, I think what needs to realistically happen is people need to go back to learning how to hit. Everything is about power right now. They need to go back no, let's, we need to start getting some average. I mean, Trey Turner's hitting 305. He's the only hitter in the National League that is hitting above.
Dude's a stud.
But one guy in the entire National League is hitting over 300. That's it. That is absolutely absurd.
Isn't Bryce Harper batting at like a 280 something?
Harp? He's right. I think he's like in the 260s.
I mean, he got hurt, so
Yeah. Well, he's again. That's another guy. He's a career 260 type hit. Yeah, he's hitting 265. Bryce Harper in his career, guess what he hits? He's a 280 in his career. He's hitting below his career average.
You might call me crazy.
But I mean, to me, when it comes to again to Shohei, I mean, is he going to win MVP? He'll get MVP. They'll take into consideration. Oh, look at what he did for pitching. He's got 12 games started. He's got 49 strikeouts so far. He's 1-1. I don't really care about that.
Right.
I'm going off of what he's doing hitting wise. But as for a career hitter, Ohtani is not that good of a hitter. He hits for power. But he's the same thing. That's why I said I'm at the end of the day, career-wise, Judge is a 293 career hitter.
But that's regular season, though.
Again, you got to have. I mean, when you look at postseason, you can't sit there and take consideration because wild card Dodgers have never played in the wild card since he's been there. I mean, he's only played in one playoff series.
Yeah, but at the same time,
in his career, he's played in one playoff season.
Yeah, and I agree. It's one career.
So, I mean, you can't.
Okay, you know what? You can call me crazy. I'm taking Bryce Harper over Aaron Judge.
Oh no! Oh, absolutely not. And I like Bryce Harper.
I will take Bryce Harper over Aaron
I like
Judge.
The way he plays.
Game on the line.
Now, real quick. Hold on a second, real quick. Shohei Ohtani's career average. So his average last year in the division series, he hit 200. He had a great championship series. You know what he did in the World Series? In the NLCS last year, he hit 364. Phenomenal. Right. Phenomenal. You know what he did in the World Series?
He did nothing.
105.
But here's the thing. He hurt his shoulder while sliding against the Mets.
He had 19 at-bats. That means he had one hit every 10 at-bats.
You know how hard it is to play on a hurt shoulder?
Yeah, I played with a broken hand. It's difficult.
As long as you can slide, I mean.
But to me, again, that's just where I look at, and I'm just like, I'm still going to take Judge. I like Bryce Harper. If I needed a clubhouse leader, if I was starting a team, I can see, yeah, if Judge was off the board, yeah, I would take Bryce just because of the persona that he has. He has that clubhouse leader. He's got that voice. Shohei, I mean, again, I'm sticking with realistically with Judge being the best player in baseball. As for our MVP talk, I think both of us are in agreement. We're going to see a repeat between Judge and
it's going to be a
Shohei.
Repeat, but I'm still taking Ohtani over Judge. We could do this all day, dude. Dude, I can look at your face all day saying Ohtani is better than Judge.
A lot of people can try, but
you know how many people take Garrett Cole in the postseason? A lot.
And I would take someone over Garrett Cole. You know who I would take? I would take Andy Pettitte, and I couldn't stand him. Andy Pettit was one of the best postseason pitchers of all time. I'd take Pettit over Cole. I mean,
and you know what you might call me crazy too. If you talk about if you're talking my ace, you know my ace. Went to University of Tennessee. I'm taking Crochet over Garrett Cole. Game of postseason right now, because you know what happened.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that yet.
Because we don't know yet. Because here's the thing: this is his second career. He did it last year with the Sox. He was outstanding. Yeah, Garrett Crochet he's in this slump, but dude is gonna win the Cy Young. I'm telling you that right now for a fact.
No, Scooble's got the side.
Nope, come on,
right.
nope. I could do this all day. I'm taking Crochet.
Also.
I'm taking Crochet over Scooble, which is not. It's not a terrible take. Come on, man.
Nah,
it's not a terrible take.
I'm still taking Scooble. You know,
it's fine. You can take Scooble all you want.
I'm telling you right now. You all want to put money down on a parlay.
Gets the Cy Young over Scooble, I am going to Scooble you. No pun intended. But at the same, listen.
I mean,
I'd be surprised.
The same thing. If you want to finish second place, just go Crochet.
No, you know what? Since I was in elementary school, first is the worst and second is the best. So you know what? Give it to Crochet. Give it to Crochet. You know what? Because that's my ace. That's my ace.
Hey, everyone has their choice. We all have our choices. I mean,
I know. Listen, we're biased. You're biased. I'm biased. So it's okay.
Sometimes your choice can be wrong, which it is a lot. No, I'm just kidding.
But same to you. Same to you.
Yeah,
but it's
right.
Okay.
Exactly. But no. With that said, that's actually what we got for today. So obviously, again, those unbreakable records. I think we all can agree, no one is going to ever touch Cal Ripken Jr. And again, when it comes to the MVP race, we all know it's going to be repeats. So with that being said, we want to thank everyone for tuning in here. Of course, once again, Sports Lounge here presents to you the Grand Slam Lounge. And so we thank you, and we hope you all have a good one. So catch you all later.